Hey everyone, this is Trunks for you or NerdyGeeky, depending on where you're watching this from, and this is the review, part 2, for the Master Grade RX-78-2, the 1-year war version, the normal colour version. In the last part you would have seen the box and the contents and the instruction manual. Again, if anybody wants a photocopy of anything from the instruction manual, feel free to ask and send me your email address and I will try and get that to you. My photocopy actually works now, unlike previous versions where it didn't. Sorry. Anyway, I'm sure you're eager to see the model, and I'm sorry this is late. It has actually taken me a long time to do because I've just started a new job, and that's why this has taken me a couple of months to get back to you. So anyway, might as well just get to it. Here it is. This is my version anyway, and I've tried to make this look kind of dirty, and that's it there. As you can see, the size compared to me. As you can see, I've tried to make this look kind of dirty by smudging on the panel line, and I hope that has come out well. If you could send me your feedback on that. But anyway, this is the actual model itself, and it's a good model. It's a great little build. The leg system we talked about in the last part was actually very fun. The fact that they'd already done the basic skeletal structure and you just build on top of that, it actually made things a lot easier. It made the legs a bit more interesting because they can be quite dull when making the legs. The weapon, very nice there, very nice weapon. You get the shield, obviously, and it's got loads of panel line, and the panel line really makes this, because I find that I've bought this because the older versions of the RX-78-2 look kind of boring and plain, so I haven't put any decals on this yet because I made it look really dirty and I didn't really want to smother it in decals after that. But if you want to, feel free. I'm sure it looks awesome. There's a few people on a forum I'm on that use all of the transfers, and the dry transfers, which are fantastic. So they're not stickers, and they're not wet transfers, because I hate wet transfers myself. Anyway, if I take the shield off, which is actually on pretty tight there. Actually, that's on really tight. Okay, I'll just take the shield off that way. As you can see, he's got full articulation in the arms there. He's got full. He hasn't got full articulation in the legs there. He's got more realistic if you compare it to a human. He's got articulation in the chest there, which it does actually really help. He's got the articulation there, a bit more limited than a normal human, but still nice. You've got all the flaps that move slightly, all these that move slightly. These do not open, but that doesn't really matter on a master grade. You've got the legs bend right up to there. That's fantastic. Look at that articulation. That is the greatest thing about this model, though. The articulation is really well done for things like that. Ankle moves like that, if you can see that. You've got the foot that moves all the way up like that, so you can do some really dynamic poses with this. And I've sort of chosen a very standard, almost boring pose because I haven't built a stand for him yet. So he's just been standing on his own feet. The cockpit doesn't open, but you do make the plane that goes inside, which is quite cool, I guess. But as you can see, the plane is there inside. It's hard to see, so you get no seated pilot with this, but you do get a little armor array, which I do want to paint. I will be painting the little armor array when I get back off holiday. You got articulation in the head there. You got full rotation in the head there, so that's nice. Not that you ever want to really pose him like that. And you got the beam sabers in the back as always, and you get two, and you also get two actual beams with this. Pop that in there like that. Okay, you got the shoulders rotate all the way around, as well as the arms there. Like I said earlier, you got these that don't move too much, but they move enough for you to be able to lift the arm quite high there. And of course, you've got the system there, and that is a very good rotation there, and you can really make that end pose with his hand in the air with the gun if you want to take the head off and part of one of the arms and part of the leg. If you want to make that end pose, which is a favourite, I know, of people's. And you've even got a little articulation in there. That's great. And just all this panel line, it just sets this off. It just absolutely love the panel line on this. It was actually quite nice to line as well, because panel line can be quite a pain in the backside. So to have him panel lined and be nice to panel line. It's very easy. Let's just do the old feet test. And the feet don't go straight flat down, but you can have him quite wide if you really wanted to. You have got the system also. If I flick these up, you can see the system in there. Basically the legs can move back like that, and that actually comes in quite useful for these dynamic poses. And the whole sort of hips move. There, that's really useful because, you know, there he's leaning a bit far back. He looks a bit silly, to be honest with you. But you can move these forward if you ever really, really wanted to for some reason, and have, I don't know, something like that. But yeah, the gun's very nice, very basic. Comes in about 4 different pieces, 4 or 5 pieces. You know, the yellow on the end there. But overall, I'm really pleased with this. Of course, you get stickers for the eyes, but I like to paint mine. I've made mine gold rather than the yellow that they come. But this, I would build this again. This was fun to build. It took a while, which I like. Sometimes these builds are over so fast, you don't really get the time to enjoy them. The panel lining was actually quite fun. Took me longer than actually building the model, mind. So yeah. Overall, though, I think I'll give him an 8 out of 10, maybe 7.5, simply because I was kind of disappointed in the arms here, where when you bend them, this elbow joint, which on a lot of Gundams comes separate, you just clip it on separately, is actually part of the top here. And it's a shame that when it moves, it's very unrealistic in how the elbow sort of stays in one place, but the rest of the arm bends. I'll probably show you better on this one, like that. And then when you try and put it back into place, as you can see, it's got jammed. The plastic gets a little bit jammed sometimes, and then this comes down a bit too far, and you have to pop it back up into place. So that's a little. And I mean, with the knees, they've put it there separately. So I don't really know what they were going on with that. So yeah, that's a shame. The articulation could be better in the waist. You've not got much play there, to be honest with you, at all. And I kind of was hoping for the extra little plane they give you sometimes, but that's only little things. That's why I think I'll stick to an 8 out of 10, because the panel lining is fantastic, and the model's articulation is fantastic, and I absolutely love this model. I hope I went over everything in this review for you. There's not much to say, really. All the weapons you get, which I will have to dig out because I've put away, are the mace and the bazooka. The bazooka does not look like what it does on the box. It doesn't come part white, it comes all purple, which is another sort of bad thing, because it would have been just as easy to make a white bazooka with all these white pieces as it would have been to make a purple one. And the mace, of course, is all purple. Bit of a pain in the backside to make, because you've got to put all the knobbly bits on. I'll try and stick some pictures up at the end of the video for you of the other 2 weapons. But quite frankly, for me, it's always going to be this gun, because this is just a classic, absolute classic. So I hope you enjoyed the review. This is Trunks for you, or NerdyGeeky, depending on where you're watching this from. Feel free to comment here on YouTube or on my blog, depending on where you're watching this. I also have a Facebook and a Twitter, which I will link if you're on YouTube below. And if you're actually on my blog, you'll see it at the bottom of the page. I've got links there. If you're on my blog, you'll see links to my YouTube, to my Twitter and my Facebook. They are my personal Twitter and Facebook. I'm not one for fan pages. I don't think I've got enough fans for that. So message me as informally as you wish. And same with my YouTube. I will have links on my main profile for my Twitter and my Facebook and my blog, and I will also link them in the comment section below. I hope you've enjoyed this review. If you disagree with anything, or if you'd like to add any notes, feel free in the comments. I would love to hear them. Thank you very much, and goodbye.